Good evening. Good evening. For those that are in here, I don't see anybody in the chat or not. We got a couple people coming in. Can everybody hear me? Well, give me a 5x5 if you can hear me. Awesome. What's going on, Mike? Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. Grit and Grace, welcome in. Katrinka, welcome in. Yes, as always, brother. Vision Preparedness, welcome in. KP Heathen. Yeah. Billy. Half-ass ready. Blue Butterfly, welcome in. Hello to everyone. Sorry I am late. I kind of forgot today was Monday. Been a rough day. Long day, but we're here. So I appreciate everybody coming in. I won't keep you long. It's not going to be a 2-3 hour. Welcome in, Cha-Cha. Cha-Cha can't talk. She's driving. Let me see if there we go. All right. So anyways, we'll just have like an hour, like a normal live stream, and we'll go from there. Is this an alleged evening? Could be. Allegedly, it is an alleged evening. So, welcome in, Pilgrim. Sherry, welcome in. So what's everybody up to this fine Monday evening? Anybody doing anything exciting this weekend? Anything productive? Or did you just sit around and count the cobwebs in the corner? Everybody's saying hello to each other. Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival, so they got a job. That's good. That's good. It's always good. Blue Butterfly Gardening. Vision says movie night tonight with COO. What movie? Grant Grace said, ready to see some freaking cows. Welcome in, Wisconsin Farm Boy. Sneaks in and sits in the back. No, I caught it. Missy 80 Scorpio, welcome in. Hello to you. Let's see. I did not adult yesterday. I over adulted. It's a possibility. We'll see. No promises. Den of Thieves 2. Okay. Got lettuce coming up. That's awesome. That's awesome. I dropped the link if anybody want to come up and chit chat. So basically, my thought for tonight is: are you prepared in case you go somewhere for whatever reason and SHTF happens while you're out and about away from home? You know, it could be down the block, it could be a mile down the road, it could be 1,000 miles away. Um, do you have stuff in your vehicle, or depending on how you're traveling, do you have the stuff that you're going to need in order to get you home? Obviously, traveling, you can carry your self-defense tools and whatnot, and extra defense stuff. Um, you can take whatever you want. So normally in my truck, I have my get home bag. Depending on where I'm at, I might add to it. I might, there's always a minimum that I have. Yes, you're correct. Vision always have stuff in my truck. Okay. But if you're farther away than normal, it could take you several days, several weeks to get home. If SHTF happens and vehicles aren't usable, which there's only a few things that could happen several of them, but that could happen for that not to happen. But yeah, I think even if something were to happen here, we'd still have our vehicles. But do you have a map in your car? Do you even know how to read a map? Blue Butterfly says never take out stuff. Yep. I take my bags out every once in a while and go through them depending on the season. I don't need cold weather gear during the summer, spring, summer, and fall months. So I kind of have some different bags for different seasons. Utah Mike said I added a truck cap and storage boxes so I travel heavy. Absolutely. Same here. Yeah. So, and then depending on who you have with you, do you have stuff for them? In my bag that I have two totes in the back of my truck with supplies in it, and then I have my get home bag, and then I have another bag as well. But depending on who you have with you, do you have stuff for them? How do you guys plan on that situation? So Trinket says I grew up in the days where maps were all we had AAA trip kits. There you go. Chicken Texas, welcome in. Cannon John, welcome in. Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival says Ram boxes always stock one side recovery gear, one side survival gear, and small tools. Absolutely, yes. So my my containers, I have my survival gear. I have a small tent. I have a tarp. I got some cooking supplies. I have some extra flashlights. Obviously, in Ohio, you don't want to leave your flashlights, to where they can be exposed to extreme cold weather. So, the flashlights I have in my go bag, I take in every night and put it right by the door so it's ready to go. And then when I leave to get back in my truck, I put it in there. I don't care if it's just going down the street to a store or whatever. It comes in and out. So Utah Mike says truck has 38-gallon fuel tank. There you go. Absolutely. And that's another thing. In my container, I have a siphoning hose. It's it's a hose with the end on it where you can shake it up and down, and it creates its own suction for if you have to siphon out fuel or whatever. I have a small empty gas can in my truck, so I don't like driving around with fuel in it, especially in the summer months, because it expands and creates vapors, and don't want to take a chance of it building up too much and then blowing up. So welcome in, Rayanne, World 2IC. Good evening. Michael Ruff, welcome in. Holly Ivans, if I didn't say hello, hello. But it's just, I know a lot of this stuff is repetitive talk, but I think if we just assume that everybody knows, and maybe everybody does, and I'm just sitting here on a Monday evening repeating myself. But there's things that maybe you didn't think of that we could talk about. There's things that maybe you guys think of that I didn't think of, So it's a good idea to constantly, updating your stuff. Maybe you got some new gear and you want to take out the old stuff. Maybe you had some gear in your bug out bag or the back of your vehicle or whatever that you got what you could afford at the time, and you upgraded. So and you got to obviously test the stuff out. Welcome in, Bed Bobber. So I'm constantly changing stuff out. One, that way I know what's in it, taking inventory. So also in my my totes, I have some freeze-dried food. I have a way of boiling water with the fuel and whatnot, the stand. I have a couple different ways for lights. I have a Coleman lantern. I have obviously the Duracell lanterns. So just different ways of lighting the area up. Got some cordage, 550 cord and some other cordage. In a tarp in case, I need to make a quick lean-to or whatever if I'm out and I need shelter. What's some other things maybe that I'm not thinking of that we need in your vehicles? I do have a container that has extra fluids for my vehicle, like antifreeze. I have extra couple quarts of my oil that I use for my truck. I got jumper cables. I also have a manual, or not a manual, but a battery powered jump start kit that I keep charged in my truck. I have a toolkit with flashlights, correct, World 2IC. I have like a 150 piece tool set that I keep in the back. Yes, wool emergency blanket. Yes, I have a couple of the emergency, the gray ones, and I have my military Wooby blanket that I have in there. I don't have a wool blanket in there. Probably should get one. Holly Ivan says extra belts for the motor. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. I have an extra set of wiper blades in my tote for my truck in case something happens to one of those. Yes, Billy, a hammer, always. You're absolutely right. I have a hammer in the back of my truck along with my other tools that I may need. I carry a foldable saw in case I need to cut up a tree that might fall on the road, preventing me from wherever, whether it's SHTF or not. Extra fluids. for your AKA H2O until you can source water. Yes. So in Ohio, you don't really want to keep. I guess you could. It just freezes water in the winter, and then in the summer, obviously it gets hot. So World 2 IC says, I missed today. A pair of screwdrivers and an adjustable wrench could take up most of vehicle apart. Yes. Now it's a lot of electrical stuff and tight spots where you can't get into work, and they're trying to make these vehicles. There's some vehicles that don't even have a drain plug for your oil. You have to literally take it to a dealership and they have to suck it out, and they do that stuff on purpose. Yes, Billy. Carry disposable gloves, latex gloves. I have a box in my truck, and I've used it before. Came up on a motorcycle accident, and I keep my first aid bag in there. It has a bunch of stuff in there. So, Utah Mike says a folding chairs are nice to add. I have one of those small tripod. Got it from I think Bass Pro Shop, $9.99. So, but yeah, I mean, this is just something to think about. Keeping all the stuff in there, and like I said, you got to go through it every once in a while and inventory it. I like lists, so I do the inventories, and I keep a list in my truck in my glove compartment, so I know what's in my back of the truck. I don't have to actually go back there and look. I can just look at my sheet. So, but so yeah, just stuff to keep your vehicle going, stuff to keep you going. I have some different like granola bars and trail mix that I have in my go bag, stuff to give you energy. I got a extra water bladder that my get home bag has a spot in it for it. I think it's a 3 liter. So, and then I have the grill that I just got. Will be like for a backup, and then I also have my mini Sawyer that I have in my bag as well. EMT says a can of OC spray lives in driver's side door pocket. Thankfully, never had issues with it popping in heat or cold. Yeah, that would not be good. Driving down the road and it explodes. That wouldn't be good. Well, on something like that, it wouldn't be a bad idea to check it out every once in a while. Make sure that there's no bulges in there or anything like that. So a lot of stuff, if you actually just took the time to look at it, could save you some headaches and heartbreaks later on down the road. Definitely checking your equipment out to make sure that it's usable, that it's working condition and stuff like that. Grant and Grace asked, does anyone carry Narcan on them? I do not. So, Little Lone Prepper, welcome in. Have ass ready. If I didn't say hello to you, hello, and welcome in. So those are just a few of the items. A map is huge, especially if you're in an area where you don't know where you're at. And again, knowing how to read a map, is a good thing. Another thing is communication. I have, which right now does me no good, but I have a ham radio that I have in my bag that I make sure that's constantly charged. but right now, I have not gone through the classes to learn it. So I've made the comment before, and I know other people have made the comment, what a ham radio is useless to you if you don't know how to use it. So I do need to get off the lazy train and learn the ham radio, at least the basics of it. So that way, if it is SHTF, I can use it in emergencies or whatever. So yeah, you're right. You never know if you might come in contact with stuff like that unknowingly. Absolutely. Um, a lot of people think, I guess the way I'm one of those people, that I don't do drugs and all other stuff, so I don't need it. But then again, you may come in contact with someone that has it, and you get exposed to it. So yeah, I guess maybe that would be a good reason to have that. So have after he says, Doe Dog, the Boy Scout Handbook has a very good section on land navigation with or without a map. Okay, there you go. Knowing what side of a tree moss grows on is a good idea to help with knowing um your directions, sense of direction. Um, Obviously, knowing where the sun sets and rises from and whatnot, learning like trying to find the North Star or whatever, different things. So, but yeah, that is one part of getting home that I wanted to talk about is making sure that you have the proper equipment. And PJ, welcome in. Holly says, I had to Narcan my neighbor 2 days ago while on 911. Wow, that's crazy. Rip Crow Readiness, welcome in. Really, most places will just give you Narcan for free. Okay, we'll have to look into that. You know what? I do have a Narcan when I had my brain surgery in my medicine drawer at home. Why they gave it to me, I don't know. Maybe they think I would OD on whatever. So, but I do remember I do have one now. I do. So, G Mom Merkel says I'm blind from the glare off your solar panel. Sorry. It is not as bright in here as it may look. I apologize, but welcome in. Welcome in. All right, so we talked about equipment, equipment for you, equipment for your vehicle, making sure that you have extras of stuff. Like I said, I have extra coolant, I have extra oil, um, I have brake fluid, I have power steering fluid, I have jumper cables, I have a battery operated jumper cable system, um, and then obviously my map, and then some highlighters and pens and pencils in my truck. Also, I keep a notebook with me always, and then my flashlight with me as well. A pocket knife for more than just self-defense. If you need to cut some cables or cordage or whatever, it's always good. Making sure that it's nice and sharp and clean. You got to keep your. I never thought about that until about 2 years ago. I put my pocket knife in my pocket every single day, and I opened it up one time and something fell out of it, and I'm like, what the heck? And I looked at it, and it was pretty dirty from going in, and I mean not dirty, but there was buildup of stuff, pocket lint and whatever. You're constantly putting stuff in your pockets and whatever, and then obviously you handle it and stuff. Um, so making sure that your knife stays clean and working order is a good habit to get into. And obviously, T-Bone Merkel says, "Do you have a deck of cards?" You know what? Funny you say that. I do have a deck of cards in my glove box. So you're right, Grit and Grace. Keeping your EDC knife sharp. Dull knife will do you no good and more likely injure yourself. Yes. So road flares, yeah, PA, EMT. I have these discs. They're battery operated discs. They're orange and they flash and they light up pretty good. So I always make sure that they're charged and ready to go as well. There's always a lot of stuff to make sure, before you leave on a trip or just every so often. I remember growing up, my grandpa would every time he'd go and put gas in his truck, he would always check the oil. And you don't see that anymore. When you go into a gas station, you don't see people opening up their hoods and checking the oil. And yep, you tell Mike is another one. Check batteries and your flashlights. Yes, especially in the wintertime. Try not to leave them in your vehicle. That way they don't get cold. So, but yes, Blue Butterfly says check the oil. Yeah, I check the oil quite often. I also check to make sure that my fluids, like my windshield wiper fluid, oil, windshield wiper fluid is topped off every so often. Um, and then obviously visual checks on your other fluids. So Little Prepper has a good idea right there. I have a roll of fluorescent flagging tape. That's good. That's a good one. I actually have a roll. It's not a roll, but it's a large section of glow in the dark cord that I have in my one of my containers in the back of the truck. So along with 550 cord and stuff like that. So Katrina says she remembers the days that they would fill your tank and check the oil. Yeah. Do they even have those places anymore that fill your vehicles up with fuel? I have not seen one of those in a very long time. So half-ass really says I still do it DDP. That's why I always have a roll of paper towels in my vehicle. Yeah, I got some old shirts that I've cut up, some rags that I keep in my. I have a it's a metal frame with wood side on the sides are made of wood. And that's where I keep my extra antifreeze and windshield wiper fluid, the extra oil, a spare set of jumper cables, my brake fluid, power steering fluid, stuff like that. So yeah, now they just fill your tanks and empty your wallet. Yeah, absolutely. And that's another thing for me. I hate getting into a vehicle and it being less than a half a tank. My rule in my house is a half a tank. So anytime that I get close to a half a tank, and if I'm just around the house, usually once a week, I'll make sure I put gas in it. If I'm traveling, when it gets down to a half a tank, I usually stop in, and it's always a good time to stretch your legs or whatever, and I make sure I top off the fuel. And I do catch myself, and I did it um, quite recently when I went and seen some friends. filled up the gas and checked the oil, and people were looking at me like maybe I was broke down or something. So, but no, I wasn't broke down. I was just making sure everything's good to go. Especially if you do things like putting new brake pads or rotors on, or change the oil in your car. You want to make sure that everything's good to go um, down the road. Maybe you did forget something when you were changing the brakes or whatever. I'm a person that I do that kind of stuff myself. Now, if I need a new engine, I'm probably gonna have to take it to someplace. But as far as like brakes go or changing oil, I like doing that stuff myself. So, um, KP says I have a med kit, but waiting on my vision pack. Laugh out loud. Yeah, you make sure it's all dusted off. You remind them all the time. So, but yeah, I mean, anybody else have any other suggestions or whatnot? Um, I'm gonna drop the link again. If anybody so desires to want to come up. Billy says, KP, I need my jacks. All right. I know you're not suggesting it, but I always have a spare change of clothes in my back of my truck. It stays in there along with like the tarp and the tent and all that kind of stuff. It's in a sealed, vacuum sealed container, and it just stays in there. Extra socks, shirt, pants, underwear, for whatever reason. So yes, power banks to at least be able to charge your phone. Absolutely. Yep. But also make sure you have the cords, you know. I've said this before. A lot of people have the stuff, but do you have the cord to be able to power it, or to charge it? So I always have plenty of cords in the car and whatnot. So let's see what the chat has to say. Everybody just mingling with everybody. I get to the power bank that blows up tires. I have a battery operated um, tire inflator that I picked up from Costco. Costco always has so many cool little trinkets that I like to buy. Um, and then I get other people to buy too, because when they see I have it and they like it, and um, like the solar charged lanterns from Duracell. You know, um, now you can't even get them; they don't even have them there. So uh, I'm glad I have several of them, and I've picked up a few for people that have asked me to, and close friends. I've given away one on my 12 days of Christmas. But anything that I'm missing in the vehicles or in your bug out bag that you may have that you can suggest, you can either put it in the chat, or you can come up on panel. Like I said, I want to be on here for an hour, so we're about half. I mean, we are halfway. So all right, I'm back. Am I still on? Can everybody hear me, see me? Can I get a 5x5? Because it glitched on my end. Okay. All right. Thanks, PJ. Thank you, Grit and Grace. That was weird. So I'm on my tablet, and it's the first time I've done a live on my tablet for my channel, I should say. So Holly Ivan says, Katrink, I'm having a hard time learning the solar generator and everything that is tech crap. I'm pissed. Yeah, it is something new, that people are getting into. So just keep at it. If you have questions, there's plenty of people in the chats in my channel, in Visions, and a lot of the chats that I see these same awesome names in it. Rabid Coyote is a good one for solar. Hudson Valley Prepping Survival. Like I said, Trent, he does that. But I believe on my description of my page, I just became an affiliate for Opus. So if anybody's interested in getting a solar charger or solar banks or whatever you want to call them, solar generators, then I can help you save 5% and go from there. So just let me know if you need that code. I think I have it on my description. If not, I'll make sure I get it on there. And I do have 2 videos. I did a review on the Opus Exodus 600 that I won on their live stream for around Christmas time. And I've known several people that have received free solar generators from Opus or whatever, won them on the lives and whatnot. So yeah, Holly says that she's old school. I am too. So Gma Merkel says I have no need for solar here. Well, how are you going to power things if the lights go out? There you go, World 2IC. Looking forward to testing your 600 out at Bug Out Weekend. Absolutely. Absolutely. I hope everybody that wanted to go got signed up before the deadline was set. So I light a candle, Gma Merkel says. Oh, there you go. I have flashlights that I can charge or use regular batteries for. So I have a couple solar banks that are specifically for. It's in my I have an ammo can that I have all my extra or spare flashlights in it, whether the headlights or the regular flashlights, like the one that I gave away to several of you during my 12 days of Christmas giveaway. I use those products. That's why I gave them away, because I use them and I think they're a good product. I purchased the stuff with my own money. They didn't give them to me. So, but yes, Grace brings up a good one there. She loves oil lamps for grid down lighting. Yes, I have one in most every room in my house, and then I have backup oil. And I'm learning the different other types of things that you can burn if you run out of the oil lamp fluid. So, but lamps that aren't really oil, but whatever they call it. Okay. Oh, wow. Rip Curl Ready just says he won a Opus 600 and so did his mom. All I need is some of their solar panels. I would love to win one of those Mega Ones and I'll be set. Yeah. Yep. I purchased my Mega One through Vision Preparedness. And that was before I was an affiliate. So Gmar Marcus said I want to use hydropower, but I'm having trouble finding someone that connect me to the grid. All right. Half-ass race says Grant and Grace, and my wife and I enjoy shopping for those old oil lamps at antique stores and thrift stores. We must have 10 of them. You know, I think out of all the oil lamps that I have, I purchased maybe 25% of them brand new from somewhere. The rest of them I have found at garage sales, rummage sales, things like that. As a matter of fact, my pressure canner that I can with, I bought at our church's rummage sale that they have every year. So I enjoy garage selling and looking for things that people are trying to get rid of and they don't know what they're selling or whatever, and so I got put on a 10 candle limit. All right. KP Heathen says, have ass ready. Dollar General has the mason jar oil lamps. Okay. Yeah, I mean, and making sure you have that's another thing I want to bring up with the oil lamps is making sure that you have extra wick in case you need to change it out. I bought some for some of my oil lamps, and for some reason, I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or if it's just bad wick, but I've changed it out in a couple of them that I bought from garage sales or whatever it was. My Facebook Marketplace is a good place to look at, and I bought some from Facebook Marketplace. That's where I was at, and I wanted to change out the wick and the oil in them, and I used the wick that I had, and I can't get it to stay lit. So it lights and burns for a little bit, and then it dies down and it goes out. So they need to soak in the fluid. Yes, it's long enough to where it's it's setting in the all the way to the bottom. So you mean it, you got to soak the whole thing in it? I have to use smokeless too. The oil candlesticks can't smoke up. All right. What do we got else? We got Rabbit Coyote. I find it better stuff at yard sales than Walmart. Yeah, I love garage sale shopping. A lot of times you can find some really good sales, and but again, you got to be careful on what you purchase. There's a reason why they're getting rid of it, and they may not tell you exactly why. So I mean, it's kind of a crapshoot when it comes to that kind of stuff. But if you get it for a good deal and put it to use for a while, and then you need to replace it, then I guess maybe it's all right. But let's see. Can you hear my husband escorting ladies? Laugh my ass out. All right, yeah. Anything else that we're thinking of that you could keep in your vehicles while you travel, whether it's just your normal day-to-day living, driving, or your extended driving for some either longer work trips or for vacations or something like that. PAAMT. Yeah, Layman store in Ohio has oil lamps, wicks, and supplies. Yep, you can get that online. So I bought some of my wick from sorry, Hobby Lobby had a sale on it because I thought they were getting rid of their oil lamps that they sell, and I mean they downsized a lot of it, but I bought some of that. So maybe it's just that brand that just doesn't work. yes, Layman's is a good store. I've been to the actual building and it's huge. It is absolutely huge. And they have pretty much 99.99% of the stuff that you would need in a grid down situation. Everywhere from heating to cooking to washing your clothes. Um, it is crazy. You could definitely spend some money at that store. So, but G-Mon Merkel says, does anybody else carry a pot and pan in their trunk just in case? Yes, I have a frying pan, a foldable frying pan. The arm folds up into the pan. And then I have a couple different ways of cooking as well. So, yes, Half-Ass Ready says, I keep a mess kit in my vehicle. Yep, there you go. Yes, PJ, I appreciate it. It definitely helps. And so I still have not heard from the doctor on the next situation. I've called him twice. So I don't know. We'll see. But I know in April, I have a couple appointments with the plastic surgeon to, let's see, if you can see this divot right here. So they cut me down here and they're going to try to get this area filled in hopes that would help with my headaches and the sensitivity of that side of the head. So, but enough of that. We're going to stay on topic of gear in your car. So, Teresa Buchanan, welcome in. If I did not say hello to you earlier, hello. I see Cha-Cha is back. Welcome back. Yes, Layman's is a good store. So, PJ, I appreciate it. So, I thank everybody. So, it's been a long road, and I'm hoping that it'll come to a not an end, but the hopefully the medical stuff will stop and not be needing it so much. So everybody's saying hi to Cha-Cha. I don't know who Cha-Cha is. No, just joking. Just joking. But we got about 13 more minutes and I will call it a night. But anything else that we want to talk about? Rabbit, you don't got to do that. Yeah, and for anybody that lives in Ohio or close by that has been to Layman's, there's a bunch of stores, antique stores and whatnot around the area. Amish country has a lot of stuff in the areas that have a lot of survival equipment in it. From pots and pans to grinding, mill grindings, and all that kind of stuff. Survival gear. So, Grant Gray says road trip. Yeah, there you go. It is Layman's is seriously like an all day event. Probably like to the point where they have restaurants around it and hotels or like bed and breakfasts in that area because they have other antique stores plus then Layman's and I mean you can spend a whole day there and still not see everything. If you look at everything, you won't be able to see it all in one day. Because when you think that you're done in that room, you go to a door and there's not an actual door, but you go to a door frame and there's a whole nother room, So and they kind of keep things in departments, so it's not all mixed up, but yeah, they have a lot of other stores around that area. So if you ever get a chance to go to it, I highly suggest it. And if you can't because you live, I don't know, West Coast or East Coast or whatever, then they do have the online store. So, but yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, making sure that you have, making sure that you're prepared in case, anything happens. So hopefully this helped anybody in the chat or that may watch this, later on. Just make sure that you have the proper equipment. Make sure you go over the stuff and you don't just put it in there and leave it in there, or or take it out and forget it. That's we're creatures of habit, and that's what I've gotten into doing. Just like my EDC, everyday carry stuff. I make sure that every day when I put my jeans on or my shorts on, I'm in running shorts right now, and I still have my flashlight and my knife with me. They go with me everywhere I go, every single day. So you get into that habit of having it on you. At first, it may be uncomfortable. I know it was when I first started carrying my concealed stuff, and but now it's to the point where it's just a part of your body now. You don't even know it's there. So, but it's good to have it if you need it. So, Holly says it has some bad posts, namely, post namely drip. Okay. Now, as a woman, I never keep a routine that's just making you a target. Yeah, I'm talking about a routine for me as far as, putting my stuff, making sure I have it. I don't even think about it now. I grab it, it's always there. So, yeah, absolutely. You know, and if you go someplace where you're not allowed to carry certain items, I'm not gonna, you know, get into it, but if you go someplace and you can't take your pew pew with you, you're walking around that store. If I'm not saying that I do this all the time, but I know like my local grocery store never had any rules about that. Um, and then all of a sudden they had a rule, and the I talked to the manager about it. I'm like, what's the deal? Why do you guys not allow concealed weapons in the store anymore? Oh, well, we're not stopping people from concealed weapons. It's just open carry. I said, well, first of all, this is Ohio, and we have the right to open carry. But this is your business, as a private business. You have the right to say you can't bring it in here. I said, well, you're going to lose customers. Well, we didn't mean to do the corporate is the one that printed it out for the by the doors, and they didn't mean to do the no the CCW part. So they did change that, and you can conceal carry in the grocery store, in my grocery store now again. But I tend not to um, waste my time or my money on places that obviously I know banks, um, stuff like that, you can't. But if a store doesn't want their customers to, then I don't visit those places. You know. So, yep, you're right. I just won't shop there. You know. When they start getting hit in the pockets, then maybe they will stop being the way that they are. So, yep, shall not be infringed. Absolutely. All right. I see that someone made a comment. Okay, Cha Cha says, no dog, I thought of item for bug bag. All right, what is it, Cha Cha? Inquiring minds want to know what your idea is. While we're waiting on Cha Cha to tell us, another couple items that I keep in my truck, in the back of my truck, and my totes is like a roll of paper or toilet paper, and some cut up T-shirts, obviously, And then matches, different ways of starting fire. Not sure if it was mentioned, but water purification tablets. Yeah, that's a good one. You know, um, between that and boiling the water and filtering it out to make sure that you get everything out of it, that's good. Yes. Holly says, I have been searching my home for mold, haven't found any. Well, that's good. I live in the PNW. I really don't need water treatments. Okay. Well, you never know. It's not a bad idea to have a way of filtering or treating the water. Um, I don't think that the people in East Palestine, Ohio, ever thought that a train would derail and they would intentionally do what they did there. So you never know. Anything could happen. But yes, Rabbit Coyote says a mini Sawyer fits quite easily in most glove boxes or center consoles. Absolutely right. So Chacha says Merkel SHTF, the water may change. Yes, that is another reason why we talk about this stuff. Is you know I didn't think that a tornado would do what it did in North Carolina like it did in Tennessee. Who would have thought that a tornado, or not a tornado, but a hurricane would be that far inland? So just because it doesn't happen or hasn't happened, don't mean it can't happen. So just be prepared and like I've always said, I hope that everything that I'm doing as far as buying the stuff that I buy and stocking up on the stuff that I stock up, I hope that I'm doing this all for waste and that I don't need it. But if I do, it's better to have it than not need it than to need it and not have it. And it's never too late to start until it's too late. All right. So there's stuff that I'm not going to sit there and tell you to rush out and go buy this and go buy that. Y'all grown adults. All right. Y'all know your own finances and stuff like that. Most people that are in the chat are on other people's channels and they talk about the same stuff. So if you haven't got the flashlight by now or the this or that or whatever, then you probably obviously aren't ever going to get it. So, but just remember, if it happens and you need it and you don't have it, well, then you're SOL. So, any last things? We got a couple minutes left, and we'll say our adieus. But what do what you can on your budget? Absolutely. Um, everybody grocery shops. Okay. I don't know of anybody here on this channel that's 100% self-sufficient. And if you are, good. But there's nobody that I know of that is 100% self-sufficient. So you're going to the grocery store to buy whatever. So pick up a couple extras of this or that, canned goods or meat or something like that, that you can set back for long term. Well, on purpose as a raincoat. Yes. I have my old military. I have my all weather Gore-Tex coat and bottom. Abbott says I'm up to about a minimum of 7 years right now. All on a budget. Yeah, absolutely. A little bit goes a long way. When you purchase stuff, if you set like a $10 limit or a $25 limit a week or whatever extra, that stuff really adds up. I did a video. I received a $100 gift card from my sister-in-law for Christmas one year, and I went to the grocery store and spent that card there. I wanted to do get as much as I possibly could. And so I forget, I got a lot of stuff. But anyways, if you haven't seen that video, it's in my it's on my channel. It's a grocery haul video, the only one. So, but anyways, yes, Teresa, that is a good suggestion. Um, especially for the women who wear dress shoes, high heels, or whatever. Make sure you have a comfortable pair of walking shoes or boots. I have I have a pair of tennis shoes and a pair of boots back in my truck in my containers that I have back there. So yes, and then I seen someone mention a poncho. A poncho is good, yes. So um, Holly Evans says protein meats in a can and pressure can yourself. Very important to have meat. Absolutely, and that's one of the reasons why I do my own canning is because I know where that meat comes from. I don't. I'm not saying that I never have, but I try not to can um, store bought meat because I don't know. There's rules and there's ways around words. They could say it's organic, but organic may mean in some states that you can spray it 9 times. It's just that you can't do it that 10th time. It still has chemicals on it. So um, I buy my beef and stuff from a local farmer, which everybody should look into if they can afford it, whether it started off by a quarter of a cow or half a cow or a whole cow. So Michigan Outpost 231, welcome in. Good to see you. Hopefully it's done snowing there and you don't have to worry about it no more. But yeah, folks, just keep thinking of different things that you can collect and put into your vehicles that you might need. That would make your travel easier and safer. So, Gmo Merkel says if you have 2 space blankets, you can glue them together and blow them up like a balloon. Okay. Yes, Holly Evans, local farmers for meat and local farmers for eggs, and some places you can get milk, still. But yeah, anyways, I appreciate everybody taking the time out of their day. I know it's not the 8 o'clock time that I normally do it. I apologize for that, but I appreciate all of you coming in. Sheena Sales, Thrifty Treasures, welcome in. As a 1985, hello. I did not see you before, so if you're just coming in, good to see you. I tried to pay attention to the Sherry, if I didn't say hello to you. Sister Marie's Kitchen, good to see you. Starfleet Command, get a replicator, never run out of anything. There you go. That would be awesome. But yeah, I guess if anybody's got anything else you want to talk about, we can. I don't have to necessarily leave right this minute, but if there's ideas out there that you can help somebody else, then put it in the chat that you think that someone will need. And that's why we do what we do. So that's why I started my channel, was to help one person, and I hope that I have, and I move on to helping another person. So, and one place that you could definitely get some knowledge from is Visions Bug Out Weekend, May 15th through the 18th. I hope everybody that wanted to go got a chance to register, and hopefully all those that registered show up. So Gmail Murphy says a Bic even if you don't smoke. Absolutely. You know, uh, I just put in I have a couple Bics in my where the cigarette lighter and stuff used to go, ashtray used to go. It's just another storage place, but I've got a couple of Bics in there. I got a couple of knives in my glove compartment. I got a multi-tool in there. Yes, yeah, I believe he did close registration. I was just saying, hopefully everybody that wanted to go, hopefully they got in. So, but I'm assuming that if you did not and you still want to go, just contact him, visionapprentice@gmail.com, and I'm sure he'll work something out, or just if he has to start a like a cancellation list, you know, in case somebody backs out, then the next person come in. I don't know. I don't know if he's doing that. I seen him at the beginning of the chat or the live stream, and that's it. So, but Holly Evans says a stove to burn wood. You're talking about to have in your vehicle. I don't know where. I mean, if you're going to burn wood like a campfire, then you would just burn it on the ground. I guess you could, you know, dig a little hole and do it that way. So that would be one less thing that you'd have to take care of, or that could fail on you. A small wood stove, yeah. I mean, it's they sell them, or you can fold them up and stuff like that. But again, you get what you pay for. So unless you're out there getting the top of the line stuff, that the stuff that you get for a couple bucks may not last you or benefits you at all. You know, learning how to survive in the nature. You know, whether you're on the side of the road or whatever, would be better than so Dakota Hole fire. Yep. So we're not having all the smoke and everything. Absolutely. So Gina Sales says I have a new small wood stove still in a box. You know, I'm just as guilty. I have equipment that's still in the box, and I need to get off that train and get it out and learn it or use it. So it doesn't do any good if it's in a box, you know, unless you've had one before. But even that, you know, if you have multiples, you have backups to the backup, you still need to get it out and make sure that it works. You might have a faulty one or whatever. So, or they may be missing pieces on it. You never know. I don't carry it unless I'm going to use it, but I love my hand crank blender. It comes with a C-clamp to attach to the bumper or a windowsill, a picnic table, tree branch. All right, there you go. Margaritas are a must. Yeah. Well, then you got to carry the tequila, the triple sec, and everything else, you know. So, um, yeah, there's so many different avenues you could go down. There's so many different items that you could keep and put in there. Um, Chacha says priorities. Yeah, yeah. But you know, you got to start somewhere. So if you don't have a bag with some supplies in it, then you need to get one and start putting some stuff together. And you're obviously thinking preparedness if you're on my channel, and a lot of channels that I go to, I see probably 95% of you there in those channels. So if you're not avidly taking a bug out bag with you or a get home bag with you, then I think it would be a good time to start doing that. And like I said, it's not like a habit for me. It's just like when I walk in, it's there by the door. When I leave, I pick it up, I go. I don't even think about it. It's just everything. I mean, it's just my routine. Okay, nobody's gonna nobody's gonna know that, unless they sit on my house and they see me walk out of that with that bag every single time. Now, when I keep it in the vehicles, obviously my totes stay in the vehicles, and I have everything strapped down and secured. Welcome in, Sherry. Good to see you. A lot of my stuff that stays in my truck permanently will be strapped down or whatever, that way it's not moving all over the place, and it's in the back of my truck. So, but Sheena says I keep a bag and first aid in my vehicle. Yes, absolutely. Some extra band-aids, some gauze, tourniquet, stuff like that. So, but learning how to do your basic maintenance on your vehicle will help in the long run. Uh, what's up, Ghost? Ghost been lurking, listening. Awesome live dough dog pepper. You have awesome night. Good night, everyone. Yes, thank you, Ghost Lincoln, for being here. And yeah, I just hope that everybody thinks about what to have in your vehicle. Um, you never know when something may happen. Somebody's being an idiot with their vehicles outside, but you never know, and it's better to be prepared and not need it than to not have the stuff and shit hit the fan and you're left out in the dark. So Sheena says she even carries water. Yeah. There's constantly water in my vehicle. So I've been I bought this cooler, and I want to get into the routine of constantly putting that in my truck. Obviously, I don't want these plastic bottles to be getting hot or cold. They say they're the BPH or whatever free. I still don't trust it. I do have these metal containers that I always have water in. These I put like lemon in it, because just drinking water alone gets boring after a while. Let's see what we got here. Sheena says cooking oil and oilies are great, 5 stars. Okay, yeah. Water, snacks, food, shelter, heat are all important. Blue Butterfly says limited water, good stuff. Yes, absolutely. We used to everything or not. We used to have those containers that you could spray a couple squeezes, uh, water enhancers or whatever. All that shit is chemicals, and we stopped buying it. So, yeah. So back to drinking just straight water, and it's all right. Sherry Leach says supply of your meds. Yes, absolutely. Everywhere I go, I have at least a week's worth of medicine with me because it's in my get home bag. So Gmail Merkel says I live in the PNW. If you freeze or starve here, it's because you are too dumb to live. Okay, I don't know what PNW stands for, but all right. What did Rabbit Catesville for sheets? All right, Kate. Oh, Kate Spade for sheets tonight. All right, gotcha. Yes, exactly. I said it earlier, Holly. You know, when I go to a garage sale and I see, you know, I bought 4 cast iron pots. 3 of them were Wagner's, and I forget what the fourth one was. Um, but they were all, and I bought them for like $20 a piece. You know, and they were well seasoned. I mean, there was no rust on or whatever. Well, I looked up the one online and it was worth like $100, and I paid $20 for it. To me, it's you know, it's not about the money, you know, but if you can find good deals like that, like I said, a lot of my oil lamps I got. Um, so, but yeah, I like going to okay, yes, Griswold. What did I say? Wagner? Is there Wagner? Griswold was one of them. Um, but yeah, the lady did not know what she had, and and I asked her. Now I'm not going to tell her. It's not my job to say, "Hey, well, that's worth." I'm not going to take advantage of her. But I said, "And are you sure that that's what you want?" She's like, "Yep, I got these." You know, I forget what she said. She got it so long ago that, and she never used them. I'm like, all right, well, I will take them off your hands then. Yeah, yeah, it was Wagner and Griswold. That was what it was. And I've bought the Griswolds before. Um, and then I also watched several videos on how you can take because those were so smooth and the inside, and then you got like Lodge that mass produce them now, you know, and they're not as smooth. I watched several videos of people taking and sanding them down, and obviously wear a mask and stuff like that because you're working with metals and stuff. So, and they got it to be non-stick really good. So, Chacha says I love cast iron. I'm just starting to get into utilizing the stuff. Um, I was always afraid to use it on my stove because it's a glass top stove, electric. When I renovate my kitchen, I'm going to install gas and get a gas range. But until then, I just recently started using my cast iron on my glass top. I just don't want to scratch my glass top up, and it's not worth having to get a new one because of wanting to use cast iron. So, but yes, I love cooking with cast iron too. So, Rabbit says I'll double your money. Yeah, I tend not to sell my stuff, so especially good deals when I find them. Rabbit says you just need to build your seasoning on the rough stuff, cast iron. I don't like when they polish and season. Yeah, I'm just saying that I've watched videos on people doing that to the ones that aren't as smooth, you know. Um, like I said, everybody's adults. They can do what they want. So, welcome in, Metal Spawn. Sheena says they need season. They've been in storage. Yeah, I got a couple that I had out in my garage. I forgot I had them in a box out in the garage. There's probably about 6 or 7 of them that I bought when I first started going camping. Um, After I swore I would never go camping again, after I got out of the Marine Corps, um, then I started doing it. So I bought a few. Plus, I had some that I had in a box and I forgot about them. So they need cleaned up a little bit. They're not bad. They're not all rusty and stuff. They're just little spots here and there. But I said hello to Metal Spawn. Welcome in. But yeah, there's so many things that you can take with you, and I highly suggest, like, if you have that gut feeling that something isn't right, then it's better to pack extra and not need it, and then and find out that your gut was wrong. I tend to overthink things and like if I'm going somewhere, overpack stuff, um, for that reason. Metal Spawn says I finally got a stainless steel pan and love it. Yeah, and that's something to do as well. This what the heck is it called? This other shit, these pans that have all these coatings and stuff like that on it that they're saying it's not good for you and stuff. We actually had a factory around our area that made them, and they closed down because people stopped. I mean, people still buy it, but um, it's not as much. So they didn't need that Teflon. Yeah, I heard that shit's not good for you. So, but yeah. Anyways, back to what I was saying. There's so many things that you could put in your vehicle, and obviously, some people have small vehicles. Some people have large trucks, and can store more stuff. But what I did with the back of my truck, it's just a double cab, which I freaking hate. I want a full back seat like the front, and so my next truck will be a crew cab, like I had before I got this truck. This truck is just a double cab, and it absolutely sucks. My grandkids don't even fit in the back seat of it, so uh, for the most part, because of the child seats that they have to be in. But it says I don't care how heavy my two good bestie cast iron pans weigh, they're going with me. Yeah, absolutely. It's like I said, it's better to have the stuff and not need it than need it not have it. So if you know that you're going somewhere, um, wherever it may be, I catch myself all the time. You put your GPS on here, and on GPS, when you hit start or directions or whatever, it gives you the directions on driving. Now on my phone, and I'm sure this is on everybody else's, you can go over and hit the little walking person on there, and it'll tell you how long it's going to take you to get from where you're going to where you've been. And a lot of times it'll blow your mind, how many days it may take you to get back. I catch myself doing that all the time. It's just a little click of button on your GPS, and you know, uh, from point A to point B, it may take you 10 hours, 15 hours to get there driving, but it's going to take you 20 days to walk that. So that's one thing you need to think about too, is one, you still got to live life. I'm hoping that nothing ever happens bad. I think our risk is less now. Not to get political, I think it is less than what it was before, but still, I suggest to no one ever to let your guard down and to never stop prepping. You might slow down, you might focus a different avenue or a different road or different products or whatever, but you should always be upgrading or, doing more things in different ways. So, and learning, knowledge is power. If you don't have to necessarily be buying products, you could just be learning about stuff. That is very valuable, especially in this SHTF situation. The more you know, the better you are. So, G-Mon Merkel says I am a good cook, not a careful one. Slamming pots and pans using plastic sucks. Yeah. Rabbit says the A-10s are out popping flares over the lake tonight. Love it when they do that. That's cool. A-10s are some badass planes. Gina says can't go wrong with canned food. Absolutely. And especially if you can it yourself. But then it would be a jar and breakable, But in my vehicle right now, I could go out and open up my thing, and I think I have 15 two-serving freeze-dry food packages, and then I have a small tote of granola bars and trail mix and just protein bars, stuff like that. So that goes with me everywhere. Yep, they fly out of Whiteman Lake is a training area for them. Yeah, there's also a better plane that lives there at Whiteman too. Especially you have a good arm and a decent aim. Yeah, those cast iron pans could be deadly. Fishing kit, yes, good one. If you have 550 cord and a hook, you have it right there. You can take out the insides of 550 cord and make a fishing line. You know, I can tell you I do not have that, but I know they sell small little fishing uh, kits that you can put in a bug out bag. So, Rabbit, I was there. My brother was stationed there, and he got promoted, and so I went down there to be there for his promotion, and they took off um, after we had gotten there, and we were there for 3 or 4 days. It's been several years ago, and I was asking the one of the guys there about you know there's only 2 people in that plane. It's freaking crazy. So we're talking about the B-2 or the stealth bomber, for those that don't know. So that's crazy that that big plane only takes 2 people. So Half-Ass Ready said he made his own kit, taped it around a wine cork. All right. Yeah, because that would be like your bobber, right? A cork. You can use a soda bottle with fishing string and a hook. Yeah. Yeah, because I don't have a can with me, but the tab on it, you can break that off and make a hook. Yeah, I've seen that. Yep. But no, just Gina Marco says buy at least a 30-pound test, people, even little fish fight. Yeah. Yep. But you gotta have the stuff. You gotta start somewhere. I'm the type of person I write stuff down, and that will help me, one, remember, and two, knowing what I have. So I like knowing what I have, and instead of having to fumble around and search to the bottom of the tote, if I have it on the list, I know it's there. I physically have seen it and touched it and put it in there and wrote it down. So, um, yeah, what reputation? Call them float lines. Okay, yeah. But yeah, and anything else that you guys are thinking of that you might need? Duct tape is a good one to have for multiple reasons. I'm trying to think what else. There's so many things, that you could have in your vehicle. But obviously, if you're going to the grocery store, you're not taking stuff out to go to you know war with. You're not gonna have any room for your groceries. So yes, Sheena, tarp was mentioned. As a matter of fact, I think I have two of a 2-pack that I got from Costco. They're pretty heavy duty. So, and then I have a couple of the tent stakes that I can use on the grommets, and then 550 cord, obviously. But oh, I know a hatchet in my container. I have a hatchet in my container. Trying to think what else I have in there. In my get home bag, I got my sleeping bag. I mean, I got everything that basically you need. Yeah, a tree saw, yes. Sheena, I have one of those foldable ones. As a matter of fact, it's in my center console along with a fillet knife, and a couple other knives and stuff like that. Scrappy Cat, welcome in. Good to see you. Refuge Medical has a blanket that heats like those hot packs for hunting. Okay, cool. During the winter time, I have in my winter bug out bag or get home bag, I have the hand warmer things, and then I also purchased some battery operated hand warmers that you can charge via the wall, via a solar generator, regular generator, or a power bank. So yeah, we're coming up with some great items, and I hope people are taking advantage of this. I'm going to have to go through and rewatch my own live because my notebook is not here with me right now, and so I need to write some of the stuff down. You guys come up with some good ideas and stuff. So, but all right, we've been on for 1 hour and 32 minutes, and I said we were not going to be doing a 2-hour live tonight. So I know we probably could talk for another half an hour, whatever. But folks, just do what you have to do. If you could just spend 10 minutes a day on, just doing the different things like putting some extra stuff in your vehicles, and learning on different things. Some people they don't like cars. They don't like learning about cars, but knowledge is power and survival. So, but anyways, all right, I appreciate everybody. If you have not, please hit the like button. And I'm never living here. All right, hey, to each their own. All right, but I appreciate everybody taking the time out of their life to come on here and listen to me talk. Hopefully, the next live next Monday, I can have should have a guest. And as always, I always put the invite out there. Anybody's always able to come up on my lives for the most part, unless I have a guest. So, but yeah, I will see everybody next Monday. Should be 8 o'clock. And I hope you guys got something out of this. I know I definitely did. Great conversation, great items that that people have brought up. And so with that being said, you guys stay safe, stay vigilant, and stay prepped. Have a good night.